People, welcome back to another amazing show. I'm your host, of course, Marcus Hart. And today we're going to be talking with someone, I consider, is a great professional, someone I enjoy talking with. As always, he's very, very well versed and just a great individual. He's an expert in electronic and communication engineering. He is full and well established uh, in a lifelong practitioner of mind control yoga, a practice that he developed personally from his initial contact with a book called Hatha Yoga, written by Theodore Bernard. He has retired from the academy, uh, but still practices consultancy for industry worldwide. He has given many lectures around the world. His book is the record for his younger years when he arrived in Australia and faced many multiple problems, such as learning, which, of course, his English comprehension has improved. He definitely have resorted to mind control yoga to overcome all his problems and to lead a successful professional life. So we have Dr. Nguyen Tran here on the line. He's going to talk all about his book, Mind Control Through Breath Regulation, and give us a little mini lecture. Hopefully, we're going to be given the little treat here. So, Dr. Nguyen Tran, how are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to talk to you and your audience to pass on the information we used for the last 60 years. So I got a lot of experience out of this thing.
This is definitely a wonderful encounter with you once again. I know you have some great information and expertise to pass along to us. So tell us all about mind control yoga. Um, you know, I know about the short term benefits and the national spirituality aspect about it. So tell us, just give us a little bit of about the background behind that, and maybe what is it doing for many now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we in 1962, we nine of us, we were given scholarship to come to Australia to study engineering, education, teaching, and things like that. Now there are six girls and three boys, and we thought each one of us would have two girls, but that not happened because as soon as we arrived in Australia, we couldn't understand the English they spoke to us because, they say, you're going to the hospital to die. I say, no, we can't die yet. It's the Australian word, today. We go to hospital today, but they say to die. So, we thought that we go into the class, English, we couldn't understand. So and also the food that we were provided is full of protein, meat, and so on. So, and we in Vietnam, we eat very little meat, a lot of vegetables, and so that's also another problem. And the away from family home, also another problem. No immediate support. So we get into study stress. That means that we sit there and worry about the stress and worry about our classes and things like that. So we don't have time to do anything. So we went to the medical center and asked them what to do. They say there are three answers. One is you take the pills to calm you down. The second one is you do ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, and the third one is if you're good at it, you go and do meditation.
Yeah.
One of the nine volunteered to do ECT, and he got side effects, and he failed his exams, and by regulation, he was sent home. So his potentially good degree was abandoned. So then all the rest asked me what to do. So I said, well, we tried the meditation. So we went into meditation, yoga meditation in those days are very early. So it's very hard to follow what they're saying. So we sit there and wait for our mind to quieten down for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Nothing happened. We're still worrying about all things. So then they discharge us, and all my friends ask me what to do. Can you think of something to quieten your mind? I say, all right, I'm going to search all the yoga book, practice it, and if I can find something good, I'll let you know, and we may be able to solve our study stress. So I went into library, I went to all the bookshops, and all the yoga books that I found in those days are very hard to understand because the vocabulary of the Indian yoga writers is very difficult, and expression and so on are not familiar to us. But I found a book written by a PhD student from America, Theos Bernard. He wrote a book called Hatha Yoga, and in that he talked about Hatha Yoga, and he talked about meditation and his effort in India trying to do all the things that the people claim that they can do, and then he wrote them down there in clear English, and I found it very good to follow. It's all scientific and very good, and he described all the yoga things that he was doing in India. So I practiced that, and we started to practice it for 1 week, and we thought, that study stress seems to be much less now. We can tell our mind what to do, and my friend asked me what do we have to do, and I thought of 4 types of breath. One is we have basically to get the mind under control. You have to use slow breath.
Right.
If you breathe very fast, and the mind just wander around and never it has its own authority. It never follow what you want it to. So I invented 4 types of breath, slow one. The first one is modify normal breath. So instead of breathing for 1 or 2 seconds in and out, I have to do it 6 seconds. 3 seconds breathing in, 3 seconds breathing out. That modify normal breath. And it so happened that these 6 seconds is coincide with the brain wave frequency. It's about 6 seconds. So that's very good because the mind frequency, you counter with that, and you can control your mind. And then the next one is oxygen breath. Oxygen breath is 7 seconds. You breathe in 7 seconds, breathe out 7 seconds. That breath is 14 seconds. And if you want to make it a bit longer, you introduce resonant breath. You add 7 seconds holding. So you're breathing in 7 seconds, hold the breath for 7 seconds, and breathe out again 7 seconds. So that's 21 seconds. That's quite long. But it helps you to control the mind, the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a mind that helps you with all the interesting things like creativity, insight, solution, and remove the pain in your body and things like that. In your body, there are 2 things. There are oxygen, and there are also, the nerves. The nerves also have very great control on your brain and your nervous system, and it helps you doing all the creativities and insight and solution solving and things like that. And in yoga, people don't consider those things at all, and therefore one of the good things of your body has not been exploited. So after the oxygen breath, I introduce a quantum breath. Quantum breath to do with the electricity in the body, electrons. Quantum is a part of that thing. And with the quantum breath, you can get a lot of result from the subconscious mind. If as a student, if you want to solve a problem, assignment and things like that, if you can't do it, then you do meditate and use quantum breath, and the solution will come out very clearly within an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, depends on the problem. So that's very helpful. And then the resonant breath also very helpful because it helps you to revitalize or improve the subconscious mind to help you do all the interesting things that you can improve, rather than in most people don't think of the subconscious mind, and therefore they don't find this sort of source of help that you can get out of your mind. So with these 4 breaths that we are practicing, I say, well, you practice this for 1 week and see what happens. So after 1 week, they say, oh, well, that's good because my study stress is getting better. So we did that for about 4 or 5 weeks, and the whole study stress disappeared. And what more, we find that, the solution come to us very quickly, so we don't worry much about this, all the problems that we have to solve at the university. So we have time for our sports, time to talk to our Aussie friends, and we have time to learn all the words that they say that is not in an English dictionary so that we can understand them. So we were all very happy, and we did well in our exams. We weren't sent home, and we stay on and get all our degrees, and we then went home. Some stay behind to work with the Australian university and so on. And in my case, I stay on and I practice the yoga that I invented for over 60 years now. And so when I retire from working, I say I wrote a book on this technique and to pass it on to to other people, to the students, to the sports people, and to the senior. And I'm still doing that at the moment. Some of my students are doing very well because they have plenty of time to do their exercises, plenty of time to find the solution to their difficult problems, and they really dream hard, and they take up challenges, and they win, and they can also practice. I introduced the 7 centers in the brain and 7 centers in the body. Now, in the body, the 7 centers, you can breathe the four type of breath, visualizing these 7 centers like the hormone is trying to hormone is retained a bit longer than naturally, and diabetes can be reduced to diabetes too, because in the visualization we think of insulin and we think of glucose, and we think of glucose being sent to the brain and all the cells in the body. And I did a test on that, and every time I meditate with that glucose thing, then my diabetes, my sugar level reduced. So it's very good. And then osteoporosis, you think of thyroid and parathyroid, and think of this calcium and omega-3, and so your bone is getting better, and therefore the osteoporosis is minimized. In fact, every 2 years I went to the hospital to have a test on my bone, and they said, "What have you done? Your bone is as good as a 25 years old man." Why I was about 73.
Wow.
So it does work on you without taking any medicine or any without suffering side effect at all. And that's the 7th center in the body. Then there is the thing on the hormone in the body, pituitary and hypothalamus, that's anti-aging. You visualize those two, and the hypothalamus asks the pituitary to produce the hormone a little bit longer than nature. So, some people, some students, who take it up, and they find that the hair doesn't get white uh, as readily as before. So they turn back to the to the white, to the gray hair, turn back to the black hair again. So
Wow.
then practice on the brain, seven center on the brain. You look at the first center is the second center is the left side brain is logic, mathematics, language, so they can practice all those things to improve their logic, and so they can do well in the study. And then the right side brain, you talk about creativity, intuition, music, arts, and spatial ability, and so on. And then also in the brain there is cerebellum. Cerebellum is our primitive brain. It's the animal part of our brain. It helps with the muscles, make it act very fast. And so cerebellum do that. So when you do practicing sport and you meditate on the cerebellum, then the muscle will act very fast and you can do well in sport. And then the senior people, they often fall when they get old. They can't control of their muscles. The brain controls it, but it can't control muscle in your body, so you fall and you can have injury and so on. So you can use cerebellum to do balancing. And then the other thing is amygdala, that is emotion. You can think of love your children, love your wife, love your husband, love your parents, and that seems to work. And also memory, hippocampus. When you visualize hippocampus in the brain, then you can improve your memory. As you get older, the memory seems to be failing, and when you meditate, visualize the hippocampus, all the memory come back to you. And then the thing, pituitary hypothalamus, anti-aging, you live a life, a senior live a life as if you are 25 years younger. So, and if you do this thing every day, you seem to be, active in your muscles and brains and hormones and so on. So you can live a happy life for a bit longer. In fact, a lot longer. So, sorry.
No, go ahead, Dr. Tran.
So the book was written and was put out, and I was still teaching then, just about before I wrote the book. I was teaching and told the students to practice the yoga, and the students that I taught also was people doing master and PhD degree, and I told them to do the yoga that I practice, and they practice that, and they get good mark in their exams, and when they go out to get job, and they are very confident and very relaxed, and they can answer question very good, and so they get the job very easily, readily. One student, PhD from Singapore, he went home and he applied for a job where there are 60 applicants, and he got a job. So that says something about the technique. And so that's why the book I've written, and I'm trying to impress the students and the sporting people and the senior to take it up, because it doesn't cost very much. It's only about, say, 30 minutes a day, or if you want more, so an hour a day or 2 hours a day. You have plenty of time anyway. And you live a young and healthy life. Why you normally suffer from memory loss or muscle problem or pain and things like that. So I did go to Brazil, and I had to have a yellow fever injection. And the doctor said that you go home and you get very sore. And then when I get home, and true, I got very sore. And then I use quantum breath, lying in the north position, and within 15 minutes the pain disappears. So I thought, this quantum breath is very good. It can help because it's dealing with the nerves. It helps removing the pain that's caused by the injection. And I know some people doing like that when they complain about pain, and they meditate and they breathe quantum breath, and they say, "Oh yes, it worked for me too." So it's quite good.
Absolutely. This is
Yeah.
definitely, very fascinating work. It blows my mind, you know, literally every time I hear it, and it's, it and it's exactly what, what you describe is it is definitely quantum work, you know,
Mm.
in quantum, meaning, being able to, uh, break through, what this what normal, what is natural, going beyond what is
Yes.
natural, and and this, and break through, each cellular molecule, and and work through each cellular molecule, and
Mm.
and essentially work with the spiritual aspect of yourself,
Yes.
and reconstruct the body like the way it's supposed to work, and work with the mind.
Yes.
This is
That's
very
right. You
fascinating.
just supplement the natural thing. If you
Yes.
just ignore it, ignore nature, then nature will say, "Oh, you got gray hair. You know your muscle going to be, you know, tired." Then you then exercise to improve your muscles and then improve your balance, and therefore you just living an old age. Should be, and
That's
so if you use this method in the book to trying to help nature, saying that nature say, your hormone is running out, you have to suffer that. But you meditate and say like reproduction, they use a lot of hormone. So in the reproduction, you then maintain that your hormones still stay the same. And this is a reason why the hair, when you get gray, well, you meditate on reproduction and the 10 system in the body, then the hormone will remain as high as should be, and
hmm
therefore you be better. And
nice.
the exercise is very simple, and the exercise very gentle. Is and for athletes, for competitors, they do this meditation to side up the mind, the subconscious mind, so that when they go and train for the bigger exercise, then they do much better. Mm.
Now, is there
But I think,
now is there anything in there, that is in your book, that is specific, for in enhancing, for from, do you help, is your book, categorized, do you put it in categories, for helping the reader, if they have a specific problem that they want to address, do you put it in categories, so that they can,
yes, I'm trying to do that. My first book is really, I was an engineer, and I came out and I write as if it's an engineering report, and so
so
I need a bit of interpretation.
yeah.
But I went and talked to a lot of Vietnamese senior. They
hmm
they got really difficulty with balancing and difficulty with hearing, difficulty with memory. And I just show them, demonstrate to them what to do, and they seem to improve quite a lot. And so that's why I'm trying to do the second, third book and so on, write it in such a language that anyone who read the book can understand and put it in application. But
Okay. So as it's written now, it's more written general, in a general sense now, where they can just, pick out like the some of the techniques, now, and just apply it as a, to their particular
Mm.
situation.
There are sections in the book that talk about the effect of quantum breath,
Hmm.
and a section in the book that talk about the effect of uh, the headstand where uh, I went on the Singapore airline. Fortunately, there are hardly any customers, any clients on the. So I did a headstand on the plane, flying at about 900 kilometers. But it did very good. And also we went to high mountain in South America,
Yes.
and we didn't suffer from the lack of air, lack of thing. And, I did yoga. I did a headstand in there, and it seemed to be normal, so very good. And I talk about the learning from using the breathing to learn different techniques, like a lady who want to do um, sewing or something like that, and she can't do that or he can't do that, and you meditate with the book, and following day you do it straight away. So in my case, I learned how to swim, and I see people come to the edge and do a tumble turn. I couldn't do that, but I visualized in my meditation, and a couple of days later, I then did that again. Or when playing sport like ping pong or table tennis, and I couldn't return the spinning ball, but then I then meditate and figure out what to do to return the ball on the right side of the table. Yeah. Mm. So in the book they mention all those, and well, the next one, I think it will be better because I will try to write it in the uh, English that is the form 6 or
Yeah.
7 can understand. So
Definitely.
make
So
it
so
easier.
it's definitely a
Mm.
great precursor to what's to come, and and definitely, definitely we all should get it, and because it is a great
Mm.
precursor to what's to come,
Mm.
and we definitely want to get our hands on it and start reading it
Mm.
now, and getting ourselves ready for the others to follow, so that we're not
Mm.
lost, not not lost and left out. So
Yeah.
we definitely thank you, Dr. Tron, for all the great work that
Mm.
you're doing. You definitely are enlightening us to what we all should be taking part on, we all should be partakers
Yeah.
to this revolutionary uh,
Mm.
uh,
Yeah, I hope so.
technique.
A lot of people. The thing that in yoga they talk about Kundalini. That's the the very 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 important the exercise,
Mm-hmm.
and the the people who do that have to stop the air for 3 hours. Now
Yes.
you imagine you fall into the water for 7 minutes, you are dead.
Right.
So how
Right.
can you hold the breath for 3 hours? Theos Bernard, he tried to do that. He can hold his breath for 7 minutes, but but that's about the end of it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I did the simulation because our nerves is electronic, so it's influenced by the Earth's magnetic field. So when you do exercise facing north, the quantum breath is influenced by the Earth's magnetic field. And Kundalini is a thing that they describe as from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head, and energy storing up like a snake, 3.5 turns. And it go when you activate that, the snake will move from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. And I simulate that using quantum breath, quantum nerves, and it produces a spiral thing. And if you sit, then the spiral become a circle. It's not a spiral, so it's not a snake. So, but you have to lie down in a shy position. Then you have the snake, and the snake will move at bottom of the spine to the top of the head. And then when you want to solve a difficult problem, you then lie down and you breathe the quantum breath, and your solution will be solved because that involves the subconscious mind, and that will produce an answer for you. Or you want to create something new, you can do that sort of breathing. You also get a good result coming out sooner or later.
Yes, very, very, very fascinating. Uh, so,
Mm.
so as we boil down here, what is the last bit, of uh, you know, thing you want to, just uh, want us all to just, you know, get out of the book, or just out of
Yes,
everything that you
I,
teach, that out of everything that you're teaching us, what what of all of importance, or maybe just some last words you just want to just leave us with here today.
mm. Yes, I'm learning to become a coach of
Yes.
this kind of exercise, and I joined the Christian McKinson. I think he's a coach. He's very very rich. But by coaching, coaching the senior, or coaching the student, coaching the sporting people, then I can pass it on even better than the book. And I did a couple of classes in yoga too, and the students seem to like it because it's different from the regular yoga, because it explains everything according to science rather than using the language that are not related to what we know in science. Um, so people seem to like it. So hopefully, if it go on um, to get out, a lot of people are interested in that, and it will be very helpful because exercise is very simple, and it doesn't take much time, and it saves you quite a lot of medicine. And if you take too much medicine, it won't be good for you.
Absolutely, not at all. We all are looking forward to going. Most of us should be, headed towards the natural route. Anyways, we all know too much medicine, is not, for the good for the body. Um,
Mm.
it's, there's a lot of bad medicine, and it comes with too many side effects. We should be
Yes.
trying to, allow the body to, repair itself.
Yes, yes. The body have its whole system. It's got the whole pharmacy there. The pituitary hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a boss thing in the body, and it can dictate it or can tell the pituitary to create a chemical to counteract a certain thing. So if you dream, you visualize those things, and they can help doing all these things, and you don't need medicine. Mm.
Okay, absolutely great. So if they want
Mm.
to contact you, if they want to find a book, where can they do that?
Yeah. There are two things I like to talk to anyone who is interested in finding more. Then my email is Nguyen Tran, NWINTRAN @hotmail.com, or in lowercase. That's the email again. NWIN TRAN, one word, @hotmail.com. And my phone number is +61. That's a country code 412 681 606. My phone number is +61 412 681 606. So give me a call or send me an email to ask questions, and I can reply. I can show. If you want to do a course with me, I can do that too, one on one.
Nice. Yeah, and of course the book is available on Amazon. Mind Control through Regulation. Mind Control
Yeah,
through
you can
Breath
buy it
Regulation.
also
Yes.
eBay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
ebook. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
ebook as well. Yeah, so
Mm.
do continue support Dr. Nguyen Tran. He's just provided his contact information. Uh,
Mm.
so get in touch with him right away. We definitely love what you're doing, Dr. Tran. Continue to do it. You got all of our support here behind you. So we
Mm.
thank you for joining us here today. So it's been a pleasure talking with you. Uh, so um, so we will do do the
Yeah.
best to just continue to uh, offer this great book up to many others. So those who are listening, do share this particular episode with your family, friends, and even your enemies. So your enemies can become your friends. So your enemies will
Mm.
appreciate you so much more for sharing this episode, recording and sharing the great expertise of Dr. Nguyen Tran. So I'm your host, Marcus Hart. This has been another
Yeah.
amazing episode recording with Dr. Nguyen Tran. He's the author of Mind Control Through Breath Regulation. Mind Control Through
Mm.
Breath Regulation with Dr. Nguyen Tran. And until next time, many blessings, peace, and lots of love.
Thank you very much. Hmm. Thank you.
You are very
Bye bye.
welcome. You,
Hmm.
you,
Bye bye.
I hope you enjoyed the recording.